Hello, my name is Genza and welcome back to Perth Airport. Today we're starting off with a Boeing Qantas 774 off to Melbourne and a Boeing 737-800. Next up is Qantas A56 off to Canberra and a Boeing 737-800. Next up is Velocity 718 off to Adelaide on an Airbus A320-200. Next up is Skippy 1931 off to Laverton on a De Havilland, Canada -A300. Next up is Netflix 1644 off to Port Hedland on an Airbus A320-200. Next up is Netlink 1732 off to Karratha on an Airbus A320-200. Next up is a Velocity 688 off to Melbourne on a 737-800. Next up is a Velocity 560 off to Sydney on a 737-800. Next up is a Netlink 1620 off to Paraburdoo on an Airbus A319-100. Next up is Netlink 1708 off to Newman on an Airbus A320-200. Heavy lift 804 off to Carrara on an ATR 72-500. 872 off to Barrow Island on an Embraer E190LR. Next up is Unity 737 off to Cape Preston on a Fokker 100. Next up is the JetX 980 off to Dundee on a De Havilland 8400. Next up is Velocity 1727 off to Karratha on an Boeing 737-800. Velocity 932 off to Coolangatta on a 737-800. Next up is the Transnusa 081 off to Denpasar on an Airbus A320-200. Next up is Heavylist 736 off to Mount Holland on an ATR 72-500. Next up is the Unity 804 off to Leinster on a Fokker 100. Next is Skippy 3037 on a Fairchild Metro 23 into Mount Magnet. Next up is Singapore 226 off to Singapore on an Airbus A350-900. Next up is the Pendant 515 and off to Golden Grove on a Beach 1900C. Next up is Netlink 1734 off to Karratha on an Airbus A320-200. Netlink 2928 heading off to Eliwana Camp on a Fokker 100. Next up is Skippy 3033 heading off to Mount Magnet on a Fairchild Metro 23. Next up is Qantas 886 heading off to Adelaide on a 737-800. Next up is Rex 2268 heading off to Monkey Maya on a Saab 340 Bravo Plus. Next up is Velocity 690 heading off to Melbourne on a 737-800. Next up is Rex 2375 heading off to Esperance on a Saab 340 Bravo. Next up is Netlink 1710 heading off to Newman on an Airbus A320-200. Next up is a Qantas 650 heading off to Sydney on a 737-800. Next up is Unity 952 heading off to Leonora on a Fokker 70. Marumba 55 Golf heading off to Golden Grove on a De Havilland Canada-8100. Next Next one is Batik 6008 heading off to Denver on an Airbus A320-200. Genza 175 heading off to Bangkok on an Airbus A320-100. Next up is Velocity 469 heading off to Brisbane on a 737 MAX 8. Next up is a heavy lift 704 heading off to Carrara on an ATR 72-500. Next up is Unity 5208 off to Leinster on a Fokker 100. Velocity 1889 off to Newman on a 737-700. Next one is Netlig 1608 off to Kalgoorlie on an Airbus A320-200. Next up is Velocity 1845 off to Port Hedland on the 737-700. Next up is Netlig 1648 off to Port Hedland on an Airbus A320-200. Next up is Netlig 1624 off to Parabadoo on a Fokker 100. Genza 973 off to Melbourne on an A320-1 Neo. departure is velocity 21, heading off to Doha on a 777-300ER. Velocity 562, heading off to Sydney on the 737-800. Next one's a Link 1656, heading off to Broome on an Airbus A320-200. The Rex 2131 heading off to Albany on a Saab 340 Bravo Plus. This one's a Jetstar 987 heading off to Sydney on an A321neo. Next one heading off Jetstar 106 heading off to Denpasar on an A321neo. Next up is Netlink 1736 heading off to Karratha on an Airbus A320-200. Next up is Netlink's 1614 heading off to Geraldton on a Fokker 100. Qantas 652 heading off to Sydney on the 737-800. Next up is Malaysian 124 heading off to Kuala Lumpur on a 737-800. Next up is Velocity 1865 heading to Kalgoorlie on a 737-800. is Qantas 780 heading off to Melbourne on an Airbus A330-200. Next up is a Velocity 692 heading off to Melbourne on a 737-800. Next departure is Thai 482 heading off to Bangkok on a 787-9 Dream. Scooter 8 coming in from Singapore on a 787-9 Dreamliner with a Pokemon livery. Next up is a Jetstar 116 heading off to Denpasar on a A321neo. Next up is a Velocity 471 heading off to Brisbane on a 737-800. Next up is Singapore 214 heading off to Singapore on an Airbus A350-900. Next up is Netlink 1640 heading off to Kalgoorlie on a Fokker 100. Last plane of the day is the Emirates 7 Mike Yankee coming in from Dubai on an Airbus A380-800. We had fun and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.